So I increased this video 10 times plus so I could get a decent video shooting of this moon. At first I didn't see it when I came out. And I've only been out here for, but what, 15 minutes? And all of a sudden it's out there now. It doesn't look like this from my point of vantage. From where I'm looking at it, it's more yellow. The moon is more yellow, but right here it looks like it's white. Let me decrease the size. Let me decrease it. Maybe that's better. Maybe that's better. I really don't want to be looking at, well, it's just gonna have to be. It's not like nobody's sitting outside, so maybe I should do that because I want to honor my neighbor's privacy more. That's probably better for y'all to see anyway. So I wish the moon could show up on video like it's showing up for me, but it's not. I don't see none of those rays coming from the moon, and like I said, it looks yellowish. Okay, so I didn't want to talk about the moon. I just wanted you to see it, because me, I'm a moon child, I guess you can say that. But anyway, I want to talk about my people, my own lineage, quote unquote Black American people, FBA or whatever. Okay, I have, how, let me start it off like this so I can explain it. There is a symbiotic relationship between a child and their abuser, okay? And what I mean by symbiotic relationship, that child picks up the attributes of this abuser, and when they grow up, and while they're growing up, they tend to treat other people the way they were treated, especially their children. They end up treating their children like they were treated when they were kids, and they were helpless, and they couldn't really defend themselves, okay? So other people that they they meet in life, as they mature, they age, they tend to bleed all over them. So I'm watching this phenomena. I've been watching this phenomena between Africans and our people go down since 2010. All right. So we know that the other side initiated all this that's going on between us and whatever, this so-called quote unquote diasporan war, a diaspora that we never agreed to be a part of. But I digress. So there are, I just want to say this. For the longest time, since we've been dealing with white people, they have always tried to phenotypically erase us, okay? Your lips too big. You don't speak correct English. You can't wear those braids, even though braiding is our culture. You can't wear those dreads or locks. I don't like to say dreads. Locks, that's not, that's our culture too. Women, they have to cover their hair. Sisters had to cover their hair. They could no longer wear their hair out and dress them up like we used to. We used to have our hair out with beads on them and all kind of ornaments and jewels and stuff like that, and whatever we can think of. We're very creative. We always been creative. And here come the Tignon laws here in New Orleans and other laws throughout the United States, denying us a right to be who we are phenotypically are, and be able to look the way that we should be able to look, because it's a part of our culture. So of course they talk about us not speaking correct English, which is funny because in England they laugh at the way we speak English over here in the States, because they know that it's not really English. No matter how proper you think you're speaking English, It is not the English that the England people in England are used to speaking. They laugh at the way we speak it. So really and truly, nobody's speaking proper English. But my thing is the way they speak English, white people, is not the way that we're supposed to speak it. Because what I just noticed is that we tend to speak English with an accent, depending on what region we're from. Like in Alabama and Mississippi, the way they talk, their words tend to run together. They be running together, yeah, yo, shoot, but you know what I'm saying? It's almost like they're speaking English through an original language, but English is the only language that they have spoken their whole life. And here, the way in New Orleans, the way English is spoken is also different. It's also different. It's not, we just cannot really speak it the way that they do unless we have been around them all of our lives. It's weird. We tend to speak it with an accent. And I don't care how educated we are, we tend to mix up was and were. And a lot of times we use was when we should have used were. And it used to kind of get to me a little bit, but I saw it so many times throughout all demographics and people of different educational levels in our community that I kind of just came to the conclusion that it was the best way for us to use was and were, and not according to some old pale-faced, stanky breath white boy talking shit or his Karen ass woman. Totally fuck you on that point, okay? But yeah, we're not supposed to look like them. We're not supposed to be doing our hair like them. We're not supposed to, and we really can't unless, like I said, we've been around them all of our lives, because the environment you're in, you tend to pick up, different cues concerning language and the way dress and behavior and stuff like that. That's normal. But no, we're not supposed to be talking like this. Now, let me use that abused child and parent analogy and apply it to how we tend to approach foreign black people. They're supposed to be throwing up the fist with us. They're supposed to be our allies. They're supposed to see things the way we see them and be doing and be on the same wavelength and prerogative that we're on. Okay, we'll tell them, people in a minute, you know what, we have to draw the line here because you don't have the same accrued disadvantages and you don't have the same place, period, that we have here in America. You didn't help build it. You didn't create a lot of things that help make America become great today. You foreigners, you didn't have nothing to do with it. That's ours. And whatever we're seeking because of that has nothing to do with you. It's all about us in that way. But we want them to be on the same wavelength as us, that we think they should be. Honey, why would they come here, especially from Africa? Why would they come here and fight our struggle with us? Get in the streets and rally for us and do it the exact same way that we do it, and ally with us and live among us and do business. And why would you expect them to come over here and especially get involved in our struggle? Africans came from a struggle. A lot of them were refugees. Okay? A lot of them are asylum seekers. They don't tell you that. I've heard that there are some Africans who have come to the states that have been through things that you can't even imagine. Why would they do that? If America saw them doing that with us, going down there to riot and protest right along with us, and they throwing up the fist with us, America would deport every last one of them. They would be deported and they would not be allowed back in. No, they didn't come here for that. They came here to get a proper education. They came here to take advantages of all these resources that we have. They didn't come here to get involved in somebody else's struggle. They came from a struggle. So we are wrong for expecting them to be our allies. We're always looking for allies. We're always trying to make people understand us. We're always trying to make people like us. That's where we're in the wrong. We're putting the same type of trauma on these people that was put on us. We are the proverbial child that has grown up and is now traumatizing and abusing people just like we were. We're doing the same thing, but we don't realize that because we're not doing it with malevolent intent. We're not doing it for to be mean or cruel or anything like that. But it is cruel. It is unjust. It is unfair. It's unfair. So I just want us to realize that and see it. And stop begging for alliances, baby. Ain't nobody finna align themselves with a population that is seen as the dreg of society, so to speak. Let the media tell it and all like that. How, they have presented us pretty much, generalized us pretty much to the world. Ain't nobody trying to get here. They want and be at what they perceive or what they have been taught to be is at the bottom. They don't want to be the focus of the police. They don't want the discrimination that they see that we get and the things that we go through here. And they don't want that. They didn't come here for that, honey. They trying to avoid that. It would make sense if they came here avoiding that, even if they didn't dislike us. Even if they liked us, it would make sense for them to say, I'm going to keep my distance from them because I don't want to go through that. I want to see in a different light. I didn't come here. Even though you getting this work up in here, you going to get this work, baby. I hear too many stories. You getting that work. But that ain't none of our business. And it's not our right to grab them by the hand and try to pressure them to be on our side. Okay? Stop it. And they weren't going to come here and try to mingle with us like that in the first place, because those people are tribal. They have a they have a tribal that's their socialization. We've been socialization to see color and to want to unite and embrace people of the same color. No. That's not how Africans are at all. They are tribal, they are clannish, they are xenophobic, racist, and all that stuff to other black people in Africa and elsewhere, but in Africa based off of their different tribal, alliances or whatever tribe that is their culture or where they come from. Like as an example, this is the best example I can tell you off the bat. The Igbo do not get along with the Yoruba. The Yoruba don't get along with the Hausa. And in Nigeria, they have over 500 different tribes. And they got this same thing, this same paradigm existing with all these tribal systems that they have. Some of them might get along, but a lot of them don't. The same with the South Africans hate the Nigerians, can't stand them. The South Africans hate the Zimbabweans. The Somali hate the Ethiopians. And then they got their own internal strifes, the different tribes internal. The Somali hate the darker skinned Somali, calling them Bantus, and they don't consider them Somali. They black, and they come up under the curse of Ham. That is, even though they say that's Christian, I think that's Islamic too. Dark skin being a curse. all these people and all these places have these tribal aggravations, and the people look just like they most of the time they look just like each other. They look just like each other. Sometimes you can't tell what tribe from the next. That don't matter. In their eyes, they're alien to each other. That's the rule. There are exceptions, of course. There are exceptions. But another great example is the Rwandan War, where the Hutus committed genocide against the Tutsis using machetes. Can you imagine that? Machetes going after all the millions of Hutus going after the Tutsis with machetes, cutting up the women, the men, the children. What type of hatred in your heart, what type of vitriol in your heart would make you do something like that? That just goes to show that these people are very different from us. But we weren't taught that. We're taught that we black and that's it. You know what I'm saying? I can embrace you like the people that I've been around all my life. You can't do that. And we learned the hard way. And we were mistaught too. Because people around the world were, they don't identify primarily by a color. You might hear some Africans or in Caribbean say, "I am black," but I'm from, I'm from the West. I'm from Jamaica, and I'm Haiti, and I'm this and that. Dominican. I'm black, but I'm Dominican or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Some people might in Africa be. They might be talking about how black they are, but I'm from Burkina Faso and this tribe, and you know what I'm saying? But they're not primarily that. They have a tribal system, a specific culture, language, religion, etc., etc. Okay. So that by itself caused a lot of pushback from foreigners, especially Africans, us trying to make them identify like we want them to, because that's the only identification marker that we knew. But that's on us. That's our fault. That's not their fault. And they had every right to push back and keep pushing back no matter how mean they had to be. All right. But we know that it was more than just about that. It's a lot more. A whole lot more why these people have these attitudes towards us. We can write a book about it. But first off, we need to stop doing that to people. Now, I must say that a lot of them are claiming black now, when I remember in 2010 when I first got a taste of this so-called diaspora that we ain't never signed up to. They were saying, I know black, I'm this, I ain't black, I'm from this African country, I ain't black, I'm from this South or Central American country or the West Indies. I know black, but now they claiming black, and now we saying, no, you who you are. Remember, you said you weren't black. Now they're saying you think you got a monopoly on black. All this, look, I'm not getting into it with these people and all this identity confusion to be found in the States that's rubbing off on all these other people. Okay? Don't be black. Be who you are, please, because you don't want to be a crayon. You need to be proud of who you are, where you came from. But I'm kind of feeling that they started claiming black because of this, the reparations talk that has been galvanizing since probably 2015. Now it's the big thing all over America, reparations, and now they want to be black. So we need it's just time that we come to our senses. We were brainwashed, and we need to wake up, and they were the perfect catalyst to help us do that. Now we are claiming and standing on lineage, which we should have always done. So if they want to be cool, but you can be neutral, or you can be ghost. We don't care. We're not worried about you. Or you can be cool, whatever. But if you come at us, we gonna come back at you, and that's just it. All right. And you can get low down dirty with your mouth and what you do, and we can get 2 or 3 times dirtier and lower than you. Don't forget, this is our turf. Okay? Peace out.